Hello and welcome to Elecspo. Right, the other day we started our 10 years into the future series with Manchester United, and today we're moving on to their biggest rivals, Liverpool. In the past few years we've seen a resurgence from the Reds. Jurgen Klopp has built an incredible team and taken them to the Champions League, the Club World Cup and finally the Premier League. That was the big one for Liverpool, who hadn't been the champions of England for 30 years back when it was the old First Division. Klopp has built the foundations for years of success at Anfield, but just how successful will they be in 10 years' time? My name's James and this is Liverpool in 2031 according to Football Manager 2021. Right, so you know those foundations I mentioned that Klopp had built? Well yeah, they delivered another 3 Premier League titles. In fact, Liverpool recorded a hat-trick of titles, coming top of the pops in 2023, 2024 and 2025. But since that title win in 2025, the trophies have dried up. They made Champions League finals but couldn't get the job done, meaning Liverpool still sit on 6 European Cups. And in the Premier League they've slid down the table. Since winning the title in 2025 they've finished 2nd, 3rd, 5th and most recently 4th, just creeping into next season's Champions League ahead of Leeds. It's been a period of change at Anfield. The stadium nearly holds 60,000 fans now, while spending has been huge in years gone by. However, it's no longer John Henry providing the cash. The Reds were taken over in 2029 by Josef Schuppach, but he's already scaled down funding after failing to deliver a trophy in his first 2 years. But the most shocking thing he did was sack Jurgen Klopp. On the 30th of May 2020, after nearly 15 years in charge, the new owner sacked Jurgen Klopp. I mean, I'm no businessman, but that's hardly a way to endear yourself to your new fan base. Hello everyone, here's 20 quid to spend on players. I'm just going to get rid of the bloke who's moved this club away from the era of signing Paul Konchesky and Mario Balotelli. The new manager at Anfield is a Brazilian who goes by the name of Maurizio Barbieri. He's just ended his first season in charge with a 4th place finish, with Champions League football secured thanks to a 3-0 win over West Ham on the final day. Let's take a look at the starting 11 from that day and see who else is in the squad. In goal is Alessandro Odessa. There's already been one big change at Liverpool, as Alisson is no longer the club's number 1. He's moved on elsewhere and I'm sure we'll find out where in another video, but in his place is an Italian regen called Alessandro Odessa. He was only just signed in the summer of 2030 by the new manager, and it's fair to say he did very well. £46.5 million and he's been rock solid, which is pretty impressive considering you can see that he barely played for Napoli before joining Liverpool. He's keeping a 39-year-old Marc-Andre ter Stegen out of the team, who was the original Alisson replacement in 2029. Right back is Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now we've got a familiar face and the man who is now Liverpool captain. Trent has been at Liverpool for life and has worked his way up from the academy to a set-piece specialist all the way to captaining his boyhood club. And through it all he's still the number 66. I mean, come on Trent, branch out a bit. Getting your name printed on a shirt is as expensive enough as it is. Think of the kids. But while he loves forcing children to pay a fortune for shirts, Alexander-Arnold has been incredible, a picture of consistency throughout his Liverpool career. Centre back is Steve Wonder. You can see now why Liverpool aren't top of the table anymore. They've got Stevie Piss and Wonder playing centre back. I'm not superstitious, but his arrival hasn't delivered success to Liverpool. But whatever, they can work it out. Right, that'll do for the Stevie Wonder puns. This is a Brazilian regen who's a backup at Anfield and has just completed his first season in the Premier League. Unfortunately though, it doesn't quite look like he's the second coming of Virgil van Dijk, who retired in 2028. As for Nat Phillips, he's gone too, no doubt just heading things in the street to pass the time. The bloke would wipe out his own family if it meant getting his head on a lofted ball. Next up we've got Gilmar. Liverpool have gone Brazilian crazy at the back, as we've got a regenerated Samba pairing in defence. Gilmar, which sounds a lot like Nilmar, Christ remember him. Sorry, Gilmar has just joined Liverpool in the summer of 2030 and like Steve Wonder hasn't played too much football in his first season. Gilmar is the better of the two, but the real big dog at the back is another Brazilian by the name of Armando. He cost £90 million and can also play in holding midfield, so he's basically just the new Fabinho. Left back is Mert Mulder. While Liverpool have got 2 regens at centre back, there's a sense of reality at full back, but possibly not for much longer. Mert Mulder has been the club's main left back for a long time rather than Andy Robertson, but the Turkish international is on the brink of leaving Anfield. He's set to join Juventus in the coming weeks, meaning Barbieri might need to find himself a new left back. He does have Luke Thomas in his ranks, a name you may recognise from Leicester's defence this season. You know, the team that are going to be in the Champions League next season while Liverpool slum it in the Europa. Centre midfield we've got Tion Koopmeiners. At first glance I thought Koopmeiners was going to be one of the stars of this Liverpool team, but it turns out that actually isn't the case. The Dutchman's actually only been at Liverpool in the past couple of years, and he's kind of just been a bit average. Not bad, just average really. I mean, those numbers hardly scream the next Steven Gerrard, do they? Next up, it's Elecspo. Okay, so while Koop Meiners is underwhelming, his midfield partner on the final day is far from it. If anything, he's the main man at Anfield right now. He's the second most expensive signing in the club's history at £100 million, and it's fair to say he's been worth every penny. He's been inspirational since arriving, with his average rating always sitting above a 7.5. Goals, assists, Mariba's doing it all, and is a player to watch coming out of Barcelona in the coming years. Right wing is Andrei Tokarev. With Salah retired, Liverpool have got a Ukrainian fella on the right wing, but sadly it doesn't look like he's the second coming of footy manager icon Andrei Yarmolenko. Tokarev has only just joined Liverpool, but other than a fair bit of pace and the ability to do more than one step over at a time, it's hard to really see what he's bringing to the table. I mean, if they want a trick, they should have just signed Dynamo. Another option Liverpool have on the right is Felipe Ferron, and he's usually the main man in attack. He cost £91 million from Spurs, and he's got the technical stats to back up the pace, unlike Tokarev. Attacking midfield is João Felix. At £104 million in 2023, João Felix is Liverpool's all-time record signing, and he's the proud man who gets to wear the famous number 7 shirt at Anfield. Luckily for him, he's doing better than Robbie Keane did when he had to wear it. João Felix, is it Felix or Felix? I have the same problem with Ray Phoenix from the Lucha Bros. Anyway, the little lad with the Arctic Monkeys 2008 haircut is one of Liverpool's best players, and has hit double figures in the Premier League in all but one of his seasons with the club so far. On the left we've got Miguel Moreno. Right, once upon a time Liverpool had a lad called Jurgen Klopp playing on the left wing. And yes, that lad was Jurgen Klopp's son. It was sheer nepotism from Klopp, because in all honesty his son wasn't very good. Now Barbieri has binned him out on loan, while Liverpool's main left winger is Colombian regen Miguel Moreno, who sounds a bit like Mikel Merino. Christ, I miss him at Newcastle. Anyway, back to Moreno. He's developed into a world-class player for Liverpool, making the decision to snap him up when he was only out of nappies for £1.2 million all the more inspired. And up front was Lautaro Martinez. We end things with the lone striker up top, and for all these regions it's a familiar face leading the line, and a man who has just won the Serie A title with Inter Milan in reality. But on FM, Martinez joined Liverpool way back in 2021, costing £70 million. Since then he's been a consistent scorer, but has never topped the tally of 23 that he got in his first ever season at Anfield. As for backup, he's not listed, but I'd assume Divock Origi's still there. They didn't get rid of him after what he did in 2019, a few crucial goals, and the average striker's got a contract for life. So there we have it, that's Liverpool in 2031 according to FM 2021. Let me know down in the comments below who you want me to look at next and what you think of this video. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo, and until next time we will see you around.